Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much, ma'am, for asking. How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm also doing good. Thank you so much for asking. How was your day today?
It's quite good because the it's raining outside and the weather is quite pleasant, and
Okay.
I'm really enjoying the rainy season. I'm in
Oh, that
Hyderabad,
sounds
by the way, that to inform you that connecting to you from Hyderabad city, Telangana.
okay. That sounds good. So we're meeting for the first time. Shall we start by introducing ourselves first, if that's okay with you?
Yeah, well, when it comes to introductions, so let me tell you something about myself. I'm originally coming from Uttar Pradesh, Azamgarh, but settled in Mumbai. It's been around 2 decades. Like I've been staying in Mumbai with my family. And when it comes to the qualifications, I have done my 12th from the Modern College Uttar Pradesh, Azamgarh. In 2007, I moved from the native place to Mumbai in the terms of, making career, better career, or in the terms of earning money. So I after coming to Mumbai, started working at a restaurant. And after a few years, like 2, 3 years, that I realized that the working hard work is not would not be enough just because the people would not consider your ability and skills. So I thought, why shouldn't I do extra qualification? So while working, I have taken the admissions also in the private institute for the course of hospitality travel customer service, which was for 1.5 year course. So I completed that course in 2014. After the completion, that I got my identity, like in the amongst the management, the people started knowing me that who is Dilshad. And after that, the journey started and moved. So now it's been 10 years that I have been working in the hospitality sectors, and I'm holding the top positions in hospitality sector as a manager today. I'm working. So I guess these little introductions would be sufficient for you to.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Let me tell you a little bit about me as well. My name is Asmita. I have been born and brought up in Himachal Pradesh, and I'm currently living there as well. I am currently pursuing a PhD, and I have been a spoken English coach for the last 2 years. And I love reading, I love exploring new things and places, and I also love to talk to people that I meet over here on the platform. And yeah, that's pretty much it about me as well. So, shall we move towards the topic of today's conversation, sir?
Yeah, let's move.
Okay. So, the topic for today's conversation is mind matters, intelligence. Are you comfortable talking about it?
Could you please tell me again the topic is what?
Sure. It is about intelligence. So, are you comfortable talking about
Mm, There, there is a sound of humming something like
it?
knocking, humming kind of
Okay, it's
behavior.
some construction work is going on out there. It's about intelligence.
Mm, mm,
Intelligence. Are you comfortable talking about it?
mm, mm. Let's start really which kind of the intelligence you're talking about. So let's start. Let me
Okay,
see it. How is it? How
got
find
it.
it?
Okay. So first of all, I would like to ask you, what does intelligence mean to you?
Mm. So when I look at somebody like a smart person, that little um, smart. When I say somebody, somebody like clever. So that person is called is smart and clever and intelligence, has some little more understandings about some particular things. So that all I understood, that I all uh, get the mean of the intelligence. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's. I think intelligence is. Everybody has different definitions of intelligence. For some people, somebody who scores good in exams or is a good student is an intelligent student. For some people, it's more of
Mhm. Someone is better
how
than other people,
successful.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For some people, it is how
Wo-
successful a person is in his life.
mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Actually, that sounds really disturbing.
So sorry, there's
That sounds
absolutely nothing. I live in a hostel, so
disturbing.
there's nothing I can do about it at this moment.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole means that intelligence someone's better. Like you also mentioned that someone in a troop, in a group, or at like in schools, college, someone is better than all other people's. And we call that person. He's intelligent. He's smart. He's really clever and what do you call master something. Somebody is a master in something that you can call intelligence, right? If I'm not wrong. So that all I understand the meaning of the intelligence. So something else is there. Please define it. So
Yeah,
will be
cool. That
something
that
new for me to learn today.
that is intelligence. I think that is actually what
Mm,
matters. However, if
mm,
you have checked the session notes, or you must have seen this picture a lot on social media as well,
all
where
right.
a
Yeah.
monkey, elephant, and everybody standing on the line, and they're supposed to climb the tree, and there's an instructor who's saying that the one who climbs the tree in the shortest span of time will win this
Mm,
competition. And then there's always a
mm.
quote accompanying it that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid, which is also a sort of satire that is made on the education system in the country. Do you think that our education system actually fails us from realizing our true capabilities?
Could you could you go a little slow because really
So, what
I could not hear you
that
nicely.
do you think our education system is failing us in in realizing our capabilities?
I don't know. It's no, not at all. I actually the question didn't get it properly. The education is failing. What
Okay,
was that?
let me explain it to you from the beginning. So there's this picture, if you look at the session notes, where a chimpanzee,
No, actually, I'm connecting to you from the mobile, so I have not opened the note session, so that's why I could not see all those pictures that you were taking. But let me open it
no, no, let me
somehow.
tell you what the picture is about. Let me explain it to you. So there's animals standing in a line, which are like chimpanzee, an elephant, there's a fish, and there's a dog.
Mm,
And there's an instructor sitting in front
mm,
of them and telling them how you have to climb the
mm,
tree. And the one who does it the fastest will be considered as the
mm,
winner. And then there is a quote
mm,
by Albert Einstein that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life
mm,
believing that it is stupid, which is a sort of satire on the education system. That if you just decide one criteria of judging the students on, that may not be a very good system to or may not be a very good thing to judge them on, because everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses. So do you think from that point of view our education system actually fails us to realize what we are good at, or what may be our true calling, because it mainly focuses on like learning and academics and scoring good marks?
No, I don't think that it's failing or it's destroying the education systems. No, it's become a lot much better when we look at back 20 years or 30 years before. You didn't have all these opportunities like today. You have like the education systems that has many resources now. Now it has many resources. For example, this today that we have been sitting in our house in accommodations, but we are learning something from each other. Like I check in this here sometimes. Similarly, there are a lot of technology. There are a lot of other applications that has some people utilize those applications and learning something. So even go to the Facebook, go to the Instagrams, go to other applications. Everywhere the education is there. So it is not about the destroying or failing education system. I think it's somewhere developing this education systems. If that means you, because at some point your question was like when you were telling the entire thing, what I have got from your questions like if everything is okay, like because in the middle somewhere the sound of hammer started, so I also missed the question. But what I have understood the question, you mean to say that education is being failed, like but according to me that education is not being failed. It's growing. I think it's giving resources and branches a lot of, so like we put an example already of all those things, so it's being better.
Okay, got it. Um, Do you think in today's society we automatically assume that a person is unintelligent if they are not good in English?
Hmm. This is the wrong conceptions everybody nowadays has in their mind. If you speak English, you are intelligent. If you speak English, that you are a smart person or you are really, considered good persons. And yes, so but somebody doesn't speak, and the people count him not in educated person, count him as the uneducated person or not intelligent person. So this is hit hit my ear that hammer sound. So this is something wrong conceptions. This is absolutely uh, wrong things people having in their head. They should come out of that things. This is the educate. The language cannot define that person is smart and the person is not smart. Language cannot decide. It's just language. Either it's English or Hindi or Telugu or Marathi, any languages. Languages. If somebody speak multi languages, so that doesn't mean that he's a smart person. Yes, he has little extra skills than other people. Is okay, but it doesn't mean that he's smart. So I would say that, but nowadays it's become fashions. Everybody has that mind. So my child speaks English and he's very good. He's intelligent and he's smart. This kind of the concept. If you speak, this is the human nature here. I can see also, I can experience when I talk to some persons. I'm working in a restaurant, and other person that when he talks to the customers in Hindi, and they do not listen to that person, but suddenly a manager goes to the table and starts speaking in English. Immediately, the same point and the same uh, what do you call the solutions the manager comes with, and he put the same thing to the customers, and customers become happy and satisfied. What he said, the same thing what the waiter said and the manager said. Both the person has said the same thing, but in two different language. But the customers agreed with manager only just because he said in English, and they think that he's more intelligent. Just because of you saying something in English doesn't mean that you are intelligent. It's a wrong conception. We need to remove. We need to get out of these things. That's all.
Absolutely. I think it's the colonial mindset at play here. So, what is the one
Just hold on. What is that colonial mind? What is it?
colonial mindset? It is like colonial mindset. I'll type it in the chat box. So, it is like, that we believe that there are some concepts that are ingrained in our mind because we were colonized by the Britishers. So, it is colonial mindset.
Mm. So
So,
yes, that's a
it is
perfect word.
basically
It's a colonial mindset.
like we believe that we are so obsessed about fairness also because we were sort of discriminated on the basis of our skin colors because the whites were supposed. So for example, I live in Himachal, and in Shimla there is a place called Mall Road where which was built by Britishers, but the Indians were not allowed to go there, and there was this underground very dingy tunnel and very bad with water leaking everywhere, and Indians were made to go from that way because we were black, brown, and not white. So I think so. This is called colonial mindset, which has stayed with us because we were discriminated on the basis of that. Okay. So moving forward with intelligence, what is one subject or topic that you feel most intelligent or knowledgeable about? Something
No,
that
I was very bad
may
at.
or may not be. Uh-huh.
I
It
was
can be
very bad
something
at.
that is not related to your degree also, something that you just are
Mm,
passionate about and you have read a lot about now that you've grown now.
mm. No, I really, when it comes to a study, like I was very bad student. I was not a good student. So, but the subject when you talk about the which subject I was good at which subject. So it would be only the English from childhood. The English is one subject that I always love, and still I I I focus on that. I really trying to learn the language and anything. English is my favorite subject. So the passionate and the second thing what was
It can be something that you're passionate about, something that you're knowledgeable about, or something that you just learned now
mm,
that you've because you developed an
mm,
interest in it. So maybe you've not studied it
mm,
at school, you read a lot about it through books or phone or articles on it, watched movies about it, documentaries?
Mm. I think I was a good cricketer. That was my passion. So, that I was really well a good players. So I guess I feel little repentance or remorse that I could not try. If I would have tried, maybe I would have reached at certain levels, like maybe, yeah, 20 years before I was, in my area, I was considered one of the best player as a batsman. So somewhere I suddenly, that when I moved from native place to Mumbai in terms of earning money, so many of them, my friends, my relatives, and everyone who knew me, all of them said, "Okay, why did you leave the cricket? Why did you, what do you want, resign? No, something you gave
Why
up
did you
and
stop?
something.
Why did you give
Why
up
did
on
you?"
it?
Yeah, why did you give up? Why did you stop? So because you were the one, on the top, and where you were, you could do something else. You could do like, if you tried to play for the national teams, if you tried, you could reach to there because you had that skills, you had that caliber. So there was some potential in you, but you didn't try. So at this point, after reaching after 20 years, that I feel no, I would have tried because many people that nowadays I can see that they reach a certain age, they could not maybe play at the international cricket game, but at least they reach to the IPL or some certain levels like Ranji Trophy kind of. So I would have tried. That is only I can feel that I should have done that. I feel remorse.
Okay, got it. And was your family supportive of this cricket, the interest that you had in cricket? Because a lot of families in India still do not support their kids for sports because, as I said, that we are very academically inclined country. So, was your family supportive of you?
Even 2020, people not supporting. So think 20 years back, how people think about you. So 20 years back or 30 years back, when I was in my teenage, so that I was abused. I was like, get out of the house. You always, all the time, go outside and play cricket. So people were not supporting that time. Now the people knew the value. Now the people know the value of, you know, to become famous or to reach a certain levels where the people uh, to come into the limelight. I'm to say here. So, sir, new generations fathers started educated. If someone's is better at some quality, they're trying to give they're trying to support that person. But earlier it was not like that. They didn't know even okay, what is the cricket and how to play cricket. They didn't know, but they only said okay, they're just doing the time pass. So they never supported. My father, my family never supported me. So yeah,
Was it something that you held against them, like in the form of a grudge that you maybe if you would have been more supportive, I would have reached somewhere? So, was this some grudge that you held against them?
I didn't get you.
So, was there some grudge that you held against them? So, grudge means like something that you,
What is the
uh,
crash?
grudge is, for example, it's not like a very good feeling. It's like, so when we, do you understand in Hindi?
Hmm.
It's like, एक ऐसी some feeling where you hold somebody responsible that because of you I could not do it. So you have this very bad and negative feeling in your heart against them. You hold them responsible for it. That it is just because of you that I could not do it. So that's called a grudge.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
did you
No,
have
it
that
wasn't that.
grudge against them? Okay.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I
Got it.
didn't. Just because, yeah, no.
Okay, got it. Okay, so when we talk about intelligence, we often talk about like the intelligence quotients, like IQ, which is how logically do you think and what problem solving ability do you have. There's also something called emotional intelligence, which a lot of people lack in our country. Not in our country, in the world in general, because we are never taught to handle our emotions or control our emotions. So, do you think you have emotional intelligence? Or you're good in regulating your emotions? So, do you think that you're good in regulating your emotions?
What is the means regulating the emotions?
It means controlling. It means like, for example,
Mm.
there are a lot of people
Yes.
who
Mhm. Okay.
do. I think you got it.
Mm.
So, you think you're
Mm.
good in regulating emotions?
I, I think yes, really not finding the proper word or not mm, finding, how do I say to you? I don't know.
You can try to say it in Hindi if
Um,
that's a problem, or you can just try to say it so that we
um,
can try to make a sense out of it.
mm. Could you please tell me this again and in a little simple way? Little simple.
Uh, Okay, so for example, a lot of people have a problem in processing their emotions. Like if they get angry, how to process it. Like I'll tell you example of what happens in India mostly. The boss said something in the office. The employee cannot tell it straight to the boss that no, it was wrong. There's a lot of unprocessed
Mm,
anger inside them.
mm,
Like
mm,
they are angry. They cannot take it out on their
mm,
boss. So they'll take it out on their family when they come back
mm.
at home, on the wife
Yes,
or
yes, I
on the
got.
children. So they do not know how to process it
I got
properly.
you. Now I got the.
I think
Mm.
that you're
Yes, yes, I got your point. One thing, controlling emotions. Yes, yes, yes. Well, many times you know what happened. It's not like that. I find myself that I always control my emotions, like anger, because when I get something like it's called it at the office, and I'm going to uh, show to the people who are working under me. No, it is not like that. I heard and I keep with myself, and sometimes I feel, how do I come out of it? Because you heard a lot. The boss has shouted at you, and then you're not able to control your emotion, cannot control your anger. Sometimes I go outside, and then in corner somewhere, I just say loudly anything, or maybe abuse. So, but in alone. So that to let the anger out in that way is that way fine, I do that, but I don't scold at somebody else because somebody, a boss, has scolded at me, shouted at me, and I don't control this anger. I go to some places or families. I scold at them. No, I don't make like that.
that sounds like a good thing to do. That's a good way to let out your anger. Okay, so with that, we have almost
Mm.
reached the end of the conversation over here. So
it
the
ha- it,
feedback that I
it, ha-
have is,
it also happen it also happen when the customers here says something which is that irritable. And many times there are notorious customers, something say which is, this is impossible, but they ask us to make it like that. So I find it very irritating and somewhere it annoying me. But I don't have to show my anger to those people. I just what I do simply I say it like I go backside to behind and then some abuse or some bad words I say alone. And that's how that uh, I control my emotions, or that's how that I uh, kill my anger. This is way I tackle the emotions.
that's
Yes, this is
amazing.
how I deal with my emotions. Thank you very
That's
much.
amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, sir. So we've almost reached the end of the conversation over here. And a feedback that I have for you
Mm,
is that you use sometimes when it is not needed. For example, you said the person is a smart, the person is not smart. Is used just before things that can be quantified in nature and are singular. For example, we can say, give me a toffee, give me a chocolate, I want a pasta, I want a lasagna. We cannot say smart or not smart because it cannot be quantified. There's no scale, right? So yeah, that's it from my end, and I'm sure we learned a couple of new words like grudge, and
mm,
we learned a little bit about
mm.
there were a couple of other words that we
Regulating,
learned.
yes. Regulating, you said like I know that
Regulating,
regulating,
yeah,
but that
absolutely.
yeah, regulating. But in the normal English that most of the time people using controlling emotions. or how to
Yes.
deal with the emotion, but regularity for the first time that I heard. And the moment I could not translate like what it means here. So you actually at one point I would say that the you speak very well. So somewhere that I dropped. I was not able to understand what she said. So
Actually,
just because of
I'm a
you
scientific
speak
person, so I
fast.
write a lot of
Mm,
research papers, and in that you do not use
mm,
controlling. Regulating is a very common word, so I think that
mm,
comes from
mm.
there to here.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. So thank you very much. That it was
You're
an
welcome,
amazing
sir.
session that I had ever, and I'm looking
Likewise.
forward to have more sessions like this and one more things from you and many more from other
Likewise.
teachers.
Thank you so much for joining, sir. It was
Thank
lovely
you.
meeting you.
Thank you.
Hope to catch up
Anything
again
else,
with you
man?
soon.
Any more suggestions, please? Because I know that today, the session that I had with you, like, I was nervous. I don't know. I was not able to answer immediately. I don't know what was the reason. Many times, maybe because of the sound of the hammer behind goes,
Yeah.
or some other, so maybe the way you speak, so you tough for me to understand. Maybe I was
Okay.
really not immediately grab your questions. So it took time to understand. That's why I several times asked you, please repeat your questions.
That's
So
okay. I would
I
just advise
have
you
to
to
be
stay
the
in touch with language. Like watch
mm,
something in
mm,
English. So
mm,
that would help with
mm,
these things, and that would give you more
mm,
vocabulary as well. Yeah.
mm.
And that's it
Yeah.
from my end. So I would take a leave for now.
Thank you.
Hope to catch up again.